Welcome back, fellow milk drinkers, to yet another Monday Milk Review. My name is Jacob, and today we are going to be looking at the papaya flavoured milk that you've all been so curious in. I know a lot of people have been really excited to see this, and I have been too, especially because I've never even tried papaya. But today, we're going to change that. This right here is some papaya that I've cut up to test live, well, not really live, but test in front of you before I get into the drink that is supposed to be inspired from this fruit. But first things first, if you're new to the Monday Milk Review, welcome! This is a weekly series where I review a new flavoured milk every Monday. Be sure to like the video if you enjoy, and maybe even perhaps consider subscribing to show some support. Let's get into some papaya now. From what I've heard, it's kinda like melon. I don't know what to expect. It didn't really have a nice smell or anything. It smells weird, but let's get into it. Okay. I really like its initial taste. It tastes kind of like honeydew or something like that. What's the other name for that melon? Cantaloupe? Rock melon? Kind of tastes like that, except it's got this really weird aftertaste. I can't even begin to describe what it is. I've never been exposed to this flavor before. Now, I didn't enjoy this, but I'm going in for a second to try and get a better understanding for what that was. I don't want to do it. What is that smell? It's not dirt, it's just like this really earthy smell, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm not going to enjoy this, but bottoms up. Okay, that wasn't that bad. That one was better than the first. Maybe I got a bit of the rind or the skin, I'm not sure. If I had to be honest with you, I'm not impressed by papaya. It's a pain to cut, a pain to prepare. It's slimy? I don't like that texture. And its flavor, there isn't much to talk about. I honestly feel like I need to cleanse my mouth after that. I'm traumatized. Ugh. I feel gross. Okay, so out of all of the fruits that I've ever eaten, I actually really love fruit. But out of the fruits that I've ever eaten, this is not something I would ever touch again. That first really bad taste, aftertaste, I don't know what it was, but from that one exposure, I'm happy to never touch papaya again in my life. I may have got a bad papaya, but that just sucked. Papaya, it's an F from me. I'm gonna move this out of the way because frankly, I don't want to look at it anymore. Let's get into the drink now, shall we? I just lost about 11 minutes of footage, so you're gonna have to forgive me. I'll probably be a little bit more curt this time in my descriptions of the drink. I feel sick today, and the heat's not helping, and I'm about to review more milk. Gotta do what you gotta do for the love of milk. Now, the first thing you'll see from the outside of the can is this really cute little cow. I really love it. I think it's super cute. It's got a glass and it's sipping some, what I would assume is papaya milk with a papaya in its hand. The scent can be described as slightly floral with a tinge of citrus. It's obviously very, very sweet. I don't think those who do not have a sweet tooth are gonna be able to handle this. I don't personally think this is a type of drink that I can finish in a single serve. There's just way too much of it, but perhaps in small doses, it's a little bit more tolerable. Let's pour it into the glass so you can get a little bit of a better look at it. And there, as you may see, it kind of looks like mango colored is how I would describe it. So what I noticed from this drink is that it is quite watery, it doesn't have much body to it, which is typical of all of these long life milks which come canned. I think it's because of the type of long life milk that they use. They just have to go for a certain level of water content so it keeps properly in the can for storage. Whilst I think that this is actually kind of a nice drink because one, it tastes nothing like papaya, it kind of reminds me a little bit of mango with like a kind of floral taste to it and maybe like a hint of a citrus. It just doesn't really have that same flavor. The papaya kind of had a first initial taste of rock melon, but there was just this really strange aftertaste that I just I can't get behind that. I'm sorry if you're a papaya person. I am personally not a papaya person. I'm not pro papaya, but I'm gonna wrap up this drink because I can't keep drinking when I just feel a little bit ill. So I'm gonna wrap up this episode pretty quickly. I think that this deserves a 5. It's a solid drink. It's definitely not to my tastes, but it's just not really something that's that great. I see it as one of those drinks, and it seems to always be the case with these canned Asian milks, is that they're just way too sweet. Like, I can't understand how people could drink a full serving of it. I start drinking it, and by like the first glass, I'm like, okay, that's too much. I like sweet things, but I can't handle how they make these flavored milks. You guys are champions. I don't know how you stomach this stuff, to be honest. It's sickeningly sweet. It's great for like those first few mouthfuls, but then you suddenly just get this wall and you're like, oh my god, that's a lot to overcome. That about wraps it up for this week's episode of the Monday Milk Review. If you've enjoyed this week's episode, be sure to like the video. And if you want to keep up to date with me, be sure to subscribe to my channel. You'll see all of these weird and wonderful new milks right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week in the Monday Milk Review. Bye bye!